Just enough light to see her drink. Just enough smoke to promote the ambience. I sit here slowly sipping my Hennessy at a bar in Little Chiba. Gibbs, the bartender, to my left, wiping the bar down with a dirty wash rag. I've been in here so many times over the last few months, and he uses the same rag every time. And then he bitches at how dirty and grimy his bar is. No fucking wonder when he uses a wash rag that's dirtier than the bar. Might as well have the fire mage welders in here where lighting a cig in a 5-foot radius of them is dangerous due to the gas fumes. Gritty fucking rookies. Luckily, Gibbs does a pretty decent job of keeping them out of here. I come in here every few nights and eavesdrop the blackmailers, wannabes, and posers. Sometimes a juicy offer crops up and I'll check with a Mr. Johnson to see if they know anything about it. More often than not, they're clueless. Then I have to call in a favor to a decker or drop the matrix myself. Sometimes the stars know something and that drudge will let me in on some of the hearsay of the inmates. A friend of mine from the stars will show up every so often and ask me for a favor and place a hefty cherry on top to tip the scales their direction. Business is only satisfying, of course, if I'm getting the better deal. And in Little Chiba, I make it a point to always get the better deal. Little Chiba. It's quite a hellhole. It's my kind of hellhole. It's a good place for the desperate with loose cash. It's always been known for its shady characters, though. It seems to be a trend that your rank in the wars is judged by how much of your face is seen. You have your basic hopefuls, the fools looking for fame as a badass and a quick buck. You have your jackass veterans, the fools who try to press superiority on the hopefuls when the only reason for their exciting adventures was because they're fucking stupid and too headstrong for their own good. You have your Mr. Johnsons, the fool pawns playing kings in a corrupt world where nobody is untouchable. Then you have guys like me, the true kings who stick to the shadows. Mr. Johnson's love the guys like me. Megacorp execs really love the guys like me. A corporate executive wants something done, so they go to a Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson suddenly wants something done, so he comes to me to do their dirty work. I'm pretty blunt in the sense that I'll do what needs to be done if the price is right. Offer me a penthouse suite in Neo and a fat bonus for keeping Client X unharmed, and I'm good for the price you pay. This part about being me, if you don't know me, you don't need to know me. That's security in being unknown in a place like Neo Tokyo, Especially when you're not high rise and white collared, living in the upper Seattle area with fine wines, pearls, and tartufo negros, or whatever the fuck they're called. And don't get me wrong, those people work for what they get, and even the corrupt assholes will always have to look over their shoulders for men like me. So yeah, I'm not sour. I make a living the same way they do, and it's nothing personal when I'm told to point blank some cocky asshole for rustling the feathers of someone powerful enough to call a Johnson for the hit. Sooner or later, even that corporate cocksucker will have a price tagged on his big toe when they zip him up. Like I said earlier, though, I'm the true king of the streets. I choose what I want to do, and believe me, I'd rather run a black bag job on a AAA megacorp exec than an A-ranked employee that forgot to knock before walking into a boardroom meeting. Shit happens, and sometimes I'm begged to clean it up. It's not uncommon, though, for a Mr. Johnson to forget his place. Sometimes I'll take a job, see the target, second guess it. I'll drop the contract there and tell Johnson not to fuck with this one because, hey, he's got kids and a wife. Some of us do have a code of morals that we like to enforce. Me, for instance, no kids, and no proper mothers. You know, sometimes a woman warrants the shots, but more often than not, they're not that bad. Well, say Mr. Johnson hired someone else and I find out later he didn't listen to me. I'll put the hit out on Mr. Johnson and the runner. No sweat for me, it's free. Piss on a runner's morals and you'll be lucky to crawl to the morbid end. It's in Mr. Johnson's best interest to listen when we tell them to do something, and when not to do something. Treat us right and we complete that godlike illusion they love so dearly. Screw us over, and they find themselves on a lot of hit lists. Everybody needs friends in a place like this, and we runners find them amongst ourselves. I run the shadows for a living. I do the bidding of high-end mega corporations and retired rich bastards who want to be remembered and respected like a mafia's ex-godfather. Pay the right price, and I'll shoot up the Redmond Barrens just to stir the orcs and Halloweeners so the employee can watch a bloody arena fight out front through his binoculars from the suite of the hotel across the street. My name is Lox, and I'm a Shadowrunner.